Hi, my name is Bubba Lake, and this is an informative speech for COMS 108. Our future cannot depend on the government alone. The ultimate solution lies within the action and attitudes of the American people. This quote comes from our former Vice President and our current Democratic Party presidential candidate, Joseph Biden. This leads me to my next thought. Informed voters should evaluate both presidential candidates on multiple facets of their lives. And most Americans would agree that they vote for people who have similar beliefs and ideas for them that would send America in the right direction. But the sad reality is that a lot of people vote straight down party lines. But as I had mentioned previously, we should evaluate the candidates on multiple facets, including the content of their character, their personal lives, and their qualifications they've previously held to be the president of our beloved country. So let's start with our current president, Donald Trump, and his personal life. Donald Trump was born and raised in Queens, New York. When he became of age, his family enrolled him in the New York Military Academy. And then he attended Fordham University for his undergraduate. And then once he received his bachelor's degree from Fordham, he attended Ivy League's University of Pennsylvania, the Wharton School of Commerce and Finance, where he received a master's in economics. So let's take a little bit of a short flashback to the late 1920s. Fred Trump, Donald Trump's father, has been a very successful businessman, and it all started with him investing in row houses in the Bronx, New York. Eventually, he kept expanding and exponentially multiplying these things and became very successful in real estate. So when Donald became of age, he decided to join the family business. And over many years, they have marketed their name and completely made the last name Trump a brand. And there's Trump Enterprises, Trump Towers. They own multiple hotels, casinos, and lots of land and apartments all over the United States and even in islands owned by the United States. Fast forward to the early 1990s. Donald Trump had to file for bankruptcy because we were in a little bit of an economic recession. He couldn't pay off his loans at an adequate rate, and which is what led him to file for bankruptcy. Fast forward a little further, and we're in the early 2000s when Donald Trump became a TV personality, where he starred and hosted The Apprentice and The Celebrity Apprentice. And then, as we know, as we're living through it currently, he announced his presidential candidacy in 2015, and he has now served his first term. Let's now move on to Donald's qualifications to be the President of the United States. After thorough research, it is hard to find any genuine qualifications for him to run a complete nation. Donald Trump has no previous experience in politics, even at local level, state level, and just now has one term nationally. Donald Trump had hinted and played around with the thought of running for president publicly since the 80s, but that was all undermined quickly and considered a publicity stunt. He's engaged in many party switches as well. He began in the Democratic Party and then switched over to a party reform where he had actually announced he might possibly run as a candidate for the presidential election. And then he switched over to the Republican Party, where he is still currently at. He also co-authored a book called The America We Deserve, which is full of economic and political ideas that he and the other co-author believed to help advance America. And now let's talk about Donald Trump's character. Many people believe Donald Trump is a very outspoken person and really likes to voice his opinion, and after thorough research, some of that has seemed to hold true. Donald Trump originally caught a lot of flack and very sharp ridicule for not instantly condemning the KKK, as there was a member of the organization who had been endorsing him, and although he has claimed to spoke out against it, I was not able to find anywhere where he had publicly condemned it explicitly on national television. And then also covered by the Washington Post was a video that had surfaced of him using very derogatory, crude, and vulgar language towards women, which leads one to question somebody's character and their ability to adequately run a whole country. Now let's touch on our current presidential candidate for the Democratic Party, Joseph Biden. Joseph Biden was born and raised in Pennsylvania and moved to Delaware. Once he became of age, he attended the University of Delaware, and where he received his bachelor's degree, and was quickly accepted into the University of Syracuse, where he completed his law degree and became an attorney. Now Joe Biden's qualifications to be President of the United States. So as I just said previously, Joe Biden was an attorney very shortly after he graduated from law school. But after his wife and kid had passed away from a very tragic car crash, he had decided he would dive into the political side of his career. At the age of 29 in 1972, Joseph Biden was elected as a part of the U.S. Senate for the state of Delaware. He had very much success where he won 6 re-elections and was also the 5th youngest senator that the United States had ever seen at the time at the age of 29. Joseph Biden focused on foreign relations, drug policy, and criminal justice during his time as being a senator in the state of Delaware. And lastly, we move on to Joe Biden's character. Joe Biden had announced his presidency campaign in 1988 for the Democratic Party. He quickly withdrew from his campaign when he was caught plagiarizing a speech on national television. That is something that can lead one to question somebody's character, because as Americans, we have to believe that the candidates are holding themselves to a certain integrity to be informing us with their own ideas and political views that they believe will help us as citizens. And then in 1977, there was a video released at a senator's conference talking about the issue of school integration and busing, where Joe Biden made the comments he was unsure and weary about his kids growing up in a racial jungle. With the current problems of race relations today and things we are going through, it is questioning and can possibly cause one to second guess whether that is the kind of remarks they would want to be coming from the leader of our country. And now to my conclusion. I want to reiterate that informed voters should evaluate both candidates on multiple facets of their lives. This includes qualifications. What have they done previously that has allowed them to gain knowledge and helped equip them to run our country, their personal lives and how they grew up, and their and the qualifications that they have